What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to give you guys an update on the 9th gen that I'm doing the budget kit on. The kit is complete. I'm going to add some pictures of the kit laid out and how it looks without the front bumper on. You can kind of see the intercooler peeking through there a little bit. And I should have left it on the lift so I could show the exhaust and stuff. Let me rack it back up on the lift and then I'll show you guys the exhaust. And here's the downpipe. You got your downpipe right there. You got your dump tube coming off turbo. This is the return and how I told you you're gonna have to cut it. And that's pretty much it. Got all your stuff back up there for the turbo. I did do an intake off the turbo, and this is the rest of part of the kit. You can still use your battery tray, so you don't have to do a battery tray relocation. And there's the intercooler, like I said before. The car should start. I did change the injectors, but I hadn't changed the parameters in the injectors yet, so I'm waiting for my laptop to show up. And once I do, then we're gonna head over to the dyno, and then we're gonna continue the video from there. I'm aiming for about 12 to 13 pounds on this turbo and about 380 horsepower. So we're gonna see what it does on the dyno. I put some ID 1050X injectors in there. I also put some heat range 8 spark plugs in there, and that's it. Oh, and I did change the clutch. We put the FX 300 in there just so you can have good pedal feel. It still holds, you know, what the car will make. Oh, also the intake air temp sensor. I also didn't make a video on this, but intake, I mean about the 8th gen, but intake air temp sensor, you just use the there's two wires in here. There's a gray wire and like blue wire, I think it is, like a it's almost this color basically. And it doesn't matter the polarity because it's a resistance type thing with these intake air temp sensors. So you just wire the intake air temp sensor plug to that. You can cut the other wires back further down and then just plug it up basically. You screw the intake air temp sensor into the pipe and then you plug it up, and you gotta change some settings in your computer for you Honda guys, and you'll be able to start the car without the MAF, and it will not throw a check engine light. Also put a AEM 320 fuel pump in the tank, and I'm gonna make another video with another car that I'm gonna do showing how to install the kit, what you got to take off, because there's a bunch of stuff you got to take off, like as far as like old heat shielding from the restrictive device that's on there. Like there's some bracketry up here, like there's a bracket that covers this fuel thing right here. You gotta take off. I'm gonna put a filter there. This is part of the intake. I haven't gotten a filter yet. I gotta go to a parts store and get one. And it does have a skunk 2.4 bar. You can tap into here for your vacuum for the wastegate, and then I have a line right here. There's an empty nipple if you're using a stock manifold that comes from right here, and I'm using that for the upper part of the wastegate. And there's like a couple other small things that you have to take off just to get the turbo to fit really good without, you know, killing yourself. And so you put the downpipe on. I made this downpipe in one piece, and I I kicked myself in the ass for making it like that. But when I do produce the kits for the car, the downpipe will be in two pieces. One, it'll make it easier to ship, and two, it'll make it easier to put the downpipe in the car. And then I'm gonna go over like what how you have to like in what order you need to put the charge pipe in and the other stuff, so that it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Because when I built, like, this is the first time I built a kit for 9th gen, so I just put that first video out there so that I can let people know that I'm producing a 9th gen kit now. And then the next car that I'm going to do, I'm going to refine the kit some more, kind of like how I did my first 8th gen kit, and then I bought my 8th gen and I refined some stuff on the kit for like the second revision of the kit. Basically, I learned a lot of stuff on my car, like the difference between the bumpers and stuff like that, and what you could take off to mount the intercooler and stuff easier. So I'll check back in with you guys as soon as my laptop gets here, and we'll just continue the video on back from there. All right, guys, we're in the 9th gen right now. I got my laptop and we're about to head to the dyno. I just did some partial throttle stuff on the street, and car feels really good. Spools really fast. So I'm just gonna do some data logs and stuff on the way to the dyno, and then I hate Flash Pro. And we are going to do some full power pulls to see what the car can make on wastegate. Alright guys, so I've been fighting a bunch of stupid issues, mostly my fault. One, somebody had, I guess they used to have, whoever used to own this car before him had underglow on the car, and there was a fuse that was like tied into each other basically by a piece of wire that was left in the fuse box, and I fixed that. And then the secondary O2 sensor wire fell down onto the downpipe, and it basically shorted out one of the fuses in the fuse box, and we were chasing it for about like 2 hours trying to figure it out. And then I realized the fuse was blown. I replaced the fuse, the car started. It wouldn't start for like 2 hours. Replaced the fuse, the car started. We made another pull, and on 9 pounds it made 337. And I put a little bit more fuel in it because it started to get to like 11.7. I normally try to stay between like 11.2 and 11.1 on pump 93. So and the first pull it made oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. On the first pull it made 227 in third gear, and that was a fourth gear pull. Fifth gear is normally the one-to-one on these cars, so I may do a fifth gear pull. I really don't want to, but I may end up having to. And the second gear, it only made, I believe, 7 pounds, but the air is getting better and the car is getting cool, so it's going to make more boost. And the more I get the fuel table figured out, it'll make more boost and power also. So I'm going to fix the O2 sensor issue right now. I'm cooling the car off. I got it jacked out, about died, used jack stands, and then we're going to go and make another pull, and I'll record from the outside this time. Alright guys, so 5th gear pull, you can see, made 360 horsepower. And we're pretty much done with tuning the car. So 360, 283, and this is pretty much what you'll get with the turbo kit. So we're gonna call the tune there for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and drive on the street some, work on the partial throttle a little more. It is a little lean, and then go ahead and deliver it to a customer.